How'd that one? And does your eye flash? Does it follow my finger? Follow my finger. Good. And I'm just looking in your nose. Good, good, good. Okay. You are number 265. Death declared recently. You've been dead for a couple of hours. Okay. You have a fresh one. And you still need to have your organs removed. And then to be embalmed and made up for your final hour. Okie dokie. I can do the check now. Let me check again. What do I need to do for the check? I need to check. Okay. Should be simple. Should be very, very simple. Why, hello there. My name is Rada, and I am the assistant to the Mortuary. Yes, so it is my job to assist you in this final crossing of life that you're doing. So, I am here to make sure that you're dead, you know. It's not often, but sometimes we get people who are actually still alive down here. It's actually become so frequent that that's a story for another time. But just know there was someone down here that was locked in their body. Well, but we're just gonna make sure you're dead, you know? Are you okay with that? No movement, no signs, okay. Looking good so far. Alright, I'm just gonna look you over, you know, make sure you're working like a dead person would. Let's start with some hearing tests, you know. If you can hear what I'm saying, I just want you to nod your head for me, okay? Butterfly. Did you hear that? No response. Good. Cherry. Did you hear that? No movement. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Watermelon. Did you hear that? Still no movement. You are a tough cookie to crack. Apple. Did you hear that? Okay. Cantaloupe. How about that one? Ice cream. No? Okay. No movement, no sound. You are doing good so far. So your sound isn't working, meaning that you could possibly be not alive. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just gonna poke you all over your face with this pen, and if it hurts or if you get scared, you know, jump, flinch, move, let me know that you're there. I'm just going to poke. Did that hurt? Okay. Poke. Did that hurt? Great. Poke. How about that one? What about that? Okay. And that one? Okay. And what about that? Good. And that. Great. And that. Okay. How about there? And how about that one? Okay. Poke, 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 poke. Mm. All right. So you had no reaction to your skin being poked at all, which is a good sign. I'm gonna poke your eyeballs now, Just gonna make sure that you don't move. Typically, people run when something's poking their eyeballs, but you know, you never know. So let's get started. I'm just gonna gently and slowly come to your eyeball to give you the max amount of fear as I get closer. Poke. Oh, no flinching, no moving, no reaction. Great. Now to your other one. Slowly but accurately to your eyeball to give the max amount of fear. Nothing. Alright. So it's looking like you really may be gone. Okay. Well, that's it for my pen test here. Let me just put my pen away. So the next thing I am going to do is I am going to just look at your face, see if your eyes react to light. Yes. Nothing. I'm talking to myself here. All right. So here's the light. And we're just going to see what your eyes do. So I'm going to put one hand here to cover this eye up. And does your eye flash? Does it flash? Nothing. Okay. Let's cover this one. Does it flash? Does it flash? Does it constrict? Does it react? Nothing. I am not seeing any movement from your eyes whatsoever. I'm just gonna flash, around, up and down, all over you, and you can just tell me if you see it. All right, nothing. I'm not getting. I can see it. I can feel it. None of that. Great, great, great. So I'm just gonna put my finger in the air, and I want you to follow my finger, okay? Follow my finger. Follow my finger. Good. Follow my finger. Follow my finger. Good. Follow it up, 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 up. Follow it down, 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 down. Follow it in the middle, the middle, the middle. Follow it left, left, left. Follow it right, right, right. And a circle. Can you follow it in the circle? Okay. How about diagonal? Okay, diagonal. To the bottom, to the bottom. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Over here. Over here. All right. You cannot do any of that. Yep. Your eyes are stiff and not moving, which is good. These are all very good signs that you are no longer where you belong. This world is a final stop for you as you go on your long journey somewhere else. Yes. So I'm back with my lovely pen. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look in your nose and then I'm going to open up your mouth, okay? Typically when you're not here anymore, it should be hard to pry open your mouth as your body freezes in the last state it was. And you look quite peaceful. Although I don't know why your eyes are open. Maybe it wasn't peaceful. Alrighty, and tilt your head up for me. Good. And I'm just looking in your nose. Good, good, good. Yep, I'm not seeing much going on here. It's actually hard to move your nostrils aside, which is giving me a good indication that you are no longer with us. Perfect. Now we're just gonna open up that mouth of yours, okay? Make sure there are no moistness, no wonderful functions going on inside, okay? Open wide. Say ah. Good. I'm just gonna pry that open. Okay. And I'm just gonna whoosh open it on the inside. Okie dokie. And I'm gonna open it over there. Okay. And I'm just gonna look on your teeth. I'm gonna tap on your teeth. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, that is kind of loose, kind of sturdy. Tap, 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 tap. Mm-hmm. Tap, 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 tap. Okay. Tap, 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 tap. 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 Okay. It is looking good in here. I'm just gonna move your tongue up. That is stiff. I'm gonna move it down. That is even more stiff. Okay. Can you say ah? You cannot say ah. Well, that uvula doesn't look like it's gonna move anytime soon. Okay. Alright. So your insides are nice and stiff. Yeah. Nice and stiff. A great indication that you may no longer be here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a facial exam. First, I'm going to touch your skin to feel the temperature, and you should feel pretty cold. It's enough time has passed that there should no longer be warmth in you. So I'm just going to touch you. Oh, you do feel cool to the touch. Very, very cool. Oh, that feels a little warm. Oh, that feels a little warm too. Cold, cold, warm, warm, warm. Uh-oh, that is quite concerning. Wow, you didn't pass all, well, you did. While you did pass all of the tests, you're warm. So either you're just a slow cooler or something else is going on here. I'm just going to look at your skin, okay? I'm just gonna touch here, touch there, see if it bounces back. I'm gonna touch, okay, and touch, okay. Touch there, and there, and there, and there, and there, okay. So it doesn't look like it's really bouncing back per se. A little, but in the warm areas, yes. Okay, touch, 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 touch. Touching there, rubbing it, rubbing it. I'm gonna pull on it. Okay, and pull on it here. Okay, and pull on it there. And pull there. It's not stretchy, it's actually quite tough. Let's try again. Pull, pull, pull. Pull, pull, pull. You are making this hard, aren't you? Right now, I'm 50-50. It seems you are 50% alive and 50% in the afterworld. Let's see. Let's look inside your ears. Let me just look deep in your ears. Alright. And let me look deep over here. Not much info I gathered from your ears. Well, let me just write down my findings. Okay. Skin is warm to the touch. Skin is bouncy and soft. Skin does stretch, but not abnormally. It's not very stiff. No reaction from eyes or ears. No reaction from being poked and prodded. Mouth is stiff. Nose is stiff. Moisture in mucosa not coming out. Okay. So, you are a finicky pickle. Either you can be gone or not. So I'm gonna do one last thing just to check to see if you're here or if you are in the beyond. I'm just gonna put my head on your chest. I'm gonna try to hear a heartbeat. Yeah, okay, here we go. All right. I hear nothing. I'm gonna do it one more time. I do hear something faint. Uh-oh. This is not good. Let me write that down. Faint sounds coming from the chest. Alright. It seems like you might still be here. Yes. Or you could not be, and your functions are just slowing down longer than others. So I'm going to send you back up to the doctor, and we're going to see what they can do to help you. Make sure they give you another check over. Alright, I'm just going to close your eyes. You know, if you are there, you should take a nap. I'm sure this must have been stressful. Alright, good night now. I hope your problem gets solved and I don't have to see you here again. Bye bye.